back at it again, and this is a topic of discussion that has to be talked about, and I know I'm going to get hit with like basically almost zero ads on this, but it's all right. It's all right. This is a topic that has to be discussed. This whole narrative that the left is this peaceful and loving and accepting side of the political aisle, it is completely false. It's completely false. And I actually have, a video to back that up. Now, for the misinformationers, I cannot say with 100% certainty that these are leftists, but I can make an educated guess on who they are based on the circumstances surrounding this situation and others that we have seen play out on the news, okay? But before we hop into that, make sure you guys hit that like button, okay? It helps this video get spread out to more and more people. And if you are not subscribed to the channel already, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button down below and join the family, all right? And please be aware, there is a scammer in my comment section that is impersonating me, has taken my name, my profile picture, and they're trying to get you to go to like WhatsApp or Telegram. The only way to donate to me is through the YouTube platform itself. Not anywhere else, okay? Through the YouTube platform itself, okay? Via what's called a super thanks, okay? That is the only way. If you see a profile picture that looks like mine, it looks like me, and they're telling you to go to WhatsApp or Telegram or somewhere else to send some money, it's not me, all right? Now, let's dive in.
Whoa!
6 feet, please.
Left-wing mob shutting down free speech again. Over 100 people, including members of Antifa, hurling eggs, smashing windows, and trying to disrupt a Charlie Kirk event at UC Davis. So, how can you be mad at Charlie Kirk? The violence leading to 2 arrests and 1 police officer was injured. The young conservative leader telling Primetime how it all went down.
The core.
How terrible is that? Like, I don't understand how Antifa isn't considered a terrorist group at this point in time. Well, I take that back. I know why they aren't. It's because they're part of the left. That is the only reason why, in my estimation, why they aren't considered a terrorist group at this point in time. In my opinion, of course. But, if that was any right-leaning group that was doing some of these things, I think I can make an educated guess on what designation they would have already. But, of course, it's Antifa, so they can just do whatever they want, which is why it's Trump 2024, and we need that we need that turnaround ASAP. It can't come soon enough. But, they always try to preach this loving and, peaceful, sunshiny, rainbowy message of love and positivity. And constantly we see videos like that, throwing eggs, breaking windows, yelling and screaming, getting in people's face. I saw a clip just the other day of Savannah Hernandez, Sav Says, is her YouTube channel. We checked her out before. She was talking about, I believe it was this exact situation, or on a different campus, where Antifa figured out, who she was and allegedly was looking for her. So now you're actively hunting people, allegedly, like that. What? This stuff is getting out of hand, and there's so much that I want to say about that, but obviously I can't. It's just absolutely disgusting, and the fact that this president, this administration, hasn't denounced it says a lot, and I think we need to start calling them out on it. We need to start calling them out on it every chance that we get. But anyway,
Issue is that these college campuses, we know that they become radical. We know that they're no longer places of free speech.
Facts.
But a speaker on an American college campus, if you want to come and talk about free speech and American values, it should not be a danger to fellow students or to the speaker. Over 100 police officers were there last night. That mob was there to try to do violence.
The war on free speech is having a chilling effect on education. Listen to what this former professor had to say about it.
It doesn't really matter if you're in the tribe or not. If you say something wrong, that's enough to get you essentially ostracized and kicked out. And so I think everybody walks on eggshells. We're literally moving away from the foundations of academia.
Did this happen
Yeah, they definitely eat their own, for sure.
when you were in college?
I was trying to think about that today because this guy, that professor, he'll be on America's Newsroom tomorrow. He's a science teacher. So he feels so much that he had to self-censor that he would rather leave a job that he loves and pursue something else because he doesn't want to have to be a part of that anymore. And I was thinking back to the professors that I had. There was this one, oh gosh, what was her name? Paula something, I can picture her, but she taught political science. And I never knew what her politics were, but she would stir the pot and get everybody going. And it was so invigorating and so
That's
fun.
what you
And
should
so
do.
no, I don't recall, and especially I was in Southern Colorado.
Is it a cooking class?
Political science?
Oh.
Shout out to that professor, whomever she may be. She did things the right way. Didn't project her political ideas on anyone, but she knew how to stir the pot and to really get a conversation going amongst her and the students. That's what it's supposed to be about. Conversation. The left doesn't want to talk. They don't want to have conversations, and they darn sure don't want to have debates. And we all know why they don't want to have a debate. It's because their ideas don't stand up to debate. They don't stand up to scrutiny. Just saying. Because if they did, they wouldn't be so violent. They wouldn't be so angry when somebody disagreed with them, because they would just come back with facts. Okay, this is why you're wrong. Blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing that I do in conversations that I have with folks. I have yet to lose a conversation, lose, so to speak, if there is any losing. I try to spark a debate with folks. I honestly do. Now, I haven't had a whole host of conversations with folks, but I've had at least, I would say almost 10 conversations with different folks individually about politics specifically, and, everything that we talk about right here on this channel. And nobody can refute anything that I'm saying. And I'm having these conversations intentionally with lifelong Democrats. Intentionally. You've been a lifelong Democrat, right? You've been voting for these folks your entire life. You're gung-ho, Democrat, and you can't refute me with any type of facts. Zero. That should tell you something. Just saying. And one great thing that I came up with the other day was the Democrat Party, voting for Democrats is equivalent to someone pulling up to McDonald's, right? And I think I really caught the person's attention with this one. I said voting Democrat is basically like pulling up to McDonald's and you ordering a burger and fries, right? You pull up to the order board, or microphone, whatever, or speaker, or mic. Sheesh, I said everything but a mic. You order a burger and fries. You pull up to pay, right? You pull up to cast your ballot, all right? In exchange, you expect, when you go to the next window, you expect, in the end, you're going to get exactly what it is that you paid for. But you pull up to the window where they're going to give you your food, and they say, oh, well, sorry, we got you next time. And they go on this whole little speech on, hey, we'll make sure that we deliver for you the next time. We got you. So you pull back up again. Same process. You pull up to the final window where you're supposed to get your food, after you paid, you made your order, burger and fries. They open the window and they say, those guys over there, that Burger King place, they stole all of the buns. So we can't deliver for you. We can't deliver. We got you next time. Next time. We promise. Next time. So you pull up again. Same process. You put in your order for burger and fries. You pull up to the final window. They open the window and say, gosh darn it. Those guys, the Burger King guys, again, they're terrible people. They're terrible people, the Burger King guys. They stole all the meat patties. So we can't deliver again. Now you tell me, are you going to keep pulling up to McDonald's? Most of y'all, probably 99% of y'all would have been like, bro, I'm not coming back after the first time. But these lifelong Democrats are basically the person that's pulling up to McDonald's over and over, ordering the same thing and never receiving anything in return. You gonna keep pulling up? I just wanted to tell y'all that story because I literally came up with it off the top of my head, and through conversation with this individual, I felt like it really clicked. You know, because, you know, having these types of conversations, especially with lifelong leftists, is difficult. Because I feel like the left has almost put these people in like a trance or a hypnosis or something. So breaking through that, I feel like is really difficult. But I felt like I did with that little story there. And just wanted to tell y'all because maybe it'll help you when you're talking to some of these lifelong Democrats in your conversation. But anyway, let's jump back into this story here.
You said she was stirring the pot.
Yeah, that's a little phrase.
Paula Dean. She was the professor.
Paula, there you go.
Paula Dean. No, what was her name? Paula.
Well, when you think about it, just let us know.
Yeah,
Greg.
let us
Thank
know.
you.
Or we can
Such
just
a
wait
W.
here and wait.
I'm not done. I'm done talking.
Greg, while she thinks about the professor that she doesn't remember, what would you like to say?
I had an interesting epiphany last night when I was thinking about this story because we did it on my show. The students are bad, but the teachers are worse because where do the students get this stuff from? They get it from their teachers. So you have adults that are advocating for a behavior that adults with tenure can endure. But students, kids, they can't succeed on this behavior, right? It's like when you look at successful, well-known celebrities who parade their pronouns on Twitter. It's deceptive because the only successful woke people were successful first. Right? So you have Lady Gaga with her pronouns, but she was Lady Gaga first. Students, however, think that, oh, these successful people buy into this woke stuff, so shall I. It doesn't work that way. It's like drugs. It's like you don't do drugs until you're successful or you never will be successful. And in this case, it's like if you get a resume with somebody with their pronouns on it, you're not gonna interview that person. But that person is just merely emulating something that they learned from adults who can endure such stupid behavior.
What?
I think he has a good point there. He's got a great point. They're learning from people who became successful before they started doing all this stuff, and now they expect to, you know, make something of themselves. Well, some of them do, while doing all of this stuff, and it's never going to work. Never thought about that. I never thought about that.
What if these people do become moderately successful, Harold, and then go on to become lawyers and start screwing around with the legal system and railroading conservatives, fine ones like myself?
Yeah.
I would agree. You're a good one. Here's the thing: intellectual diversity. I remember when I was in college and in law school and even high school, we came together to challenge our school to teach more American history and to teach more world history in a world history class we had at my high school in D.C. And they allowed us to come before the board at the school that made those decisions, the academic board, and we had a great back and forth. They challenged us, we challenged them, and over a period of time, they began to open up the curriculum in many ways, and it's enriched the school. We had it at Penn. We had these huge brawls, and we brought people, when I say brawls, intellectual brawls. Today, they want to brawl physically. They want to brawl violently. If you can't entertain and sit and have a substantive and good debate with someone whom you disagree with, you're not going to be a good lawyer. You may not get into a good law school. And if you do, because I think the standards are changing everywhere, God forbid what's going to happen to the country if we don't understand that you can disagree with someone but like them a lot. You can think their argument does not measure up, but you can continue to have debates and conversations. But the thing I worry most about is there are professors and those in the executives at these schools who are promoting this and coddling these kids. We've talked about this many times.
This is my point. It's because they profit after it, but the students don't. None of those students you would ever hire. They could never work on the 5 if they can't tolerate other opinions.
But here's the thing: we're balking.
Facts. I mean, they can work on CNN though. Anyway, he's right. These administrators profit off of this stuff. The DEI president We literally checked out a clip just the other day. I forgot what the topic of discussion was. Oh, I think it was CRT. DeSantis was destroying CRT with another guy. And, you know, a Trump-appointed judge went to a law school to speak to students. And the students, because he was right-leaning or Trump-appointed, didn't like him and wouldn't allow him to speak. He's a judge. This is a law school. And then you had an administrator come up and say, well, I feel uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. And I feel uncomfortable even telling you this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, what? Y'all are at a law school and you can't handle somebody else's opinions? Yo. Thankfully, things are turning around, you know, but they need to turn around faster because, sheesh, Luis, you know, I don't want any of these people to be in any position to decide on anything legally in this country. Every single person that was in that auditorium who, you know, we don't like this guy because he's right-leaning. He was Trump appointed, blah, blah, blah. His opinions offend me. You do not need to be anywhere near the American legal system. Anywhere near it. And that administrator should be fired. And any DEI administrator, CRT, diversity president should be fired immediately. Immediately. And those universities should put that money towards scholarships. But of course, that'd be too much to do. And of course, you know, these students who claim to be all for, you know, this kind of stuff don't even realize that they are really screwing themselves. You're paying more for a whole lot less. You're paying more, one, because in my estimation, these DEI hires, you know, the diversity presidents or whatever, so your tuition is going higher. And you're also receiving less on the back end because nobody wants to offend you. So one, they don't say a whole lot. And two, they just cater to you. And three, they'd rather teach you about CRT and all this other stuff than actually educating you on the subject or topic of discussion. I heard something today. Oh man, I forgot exactly how it goes. She said, don't confuse education with being educated. And I was like, that right there is so true. Do not confuse education with being educated. I'm gonna let that marinate on your soul right there.
And they'll be able to find a job somewhere where that viewpoint is held, and we never, ever figure out a way to get together to say, look, you have an opinion, I have an opinion, let's debate about it. And just like you and I in the last segment, when it comes to reparations, if you put together an education package and an economic opportunity package, you might be able to agree. We might be able to find a majority. To your point, that last segment, I'm still bothered by it because it's the most divisive thing you could do to try to solve a real problem. And this is a symptom of it, what we're seeing at these colleges. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Judge.
No, you were going. And that's exactly where I would start. It is divisive, and that's what the left has been doing. It started about, 7 years ago when, where was it? At Berkeley, when somebody went to speak there, Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever his name was, and they wanted to burn down the school.
What happened to Milo? Does anybody know? Let me know in the comment section. I remember, you know, checking him out a while back, you know, when I was first getting into this kind of stuff, and then he just disappeared. Let me know what happened to Milo.
Nobody got arrested. They smashed windows. And ironically, it's the beginning of free speech and considered Berkeley. But these people, you know, when you look at the corporations that gave money to Black Lives Matter, those corporations are being run by the kids who've gone through these schools. And we talked about this before. They have gone up the ladder. They are big deals in some of these corporate businesses.
And look what's happening to them.
And so they are already there. The question is, are they there in the justice system? Not yet, but they're getting there. And the left is creating this division and this hate. Forget about, how can you possibly do that in law school? The First Amendment is about free speech and freedom of press. Right now, people who are assaulting other people, alleging defamation on the part of Charlie Kirk, saying he hates trans, and I mean, that is just a lie. It's defamation. Nobody's doing anything about it except that they're apologizing. But what's happening now is that a lot of young students are recognizing that college is nothing but a lot of nonsense. And they are turning away from college and they're turning toward apprenticeships. And Currently, apprenticeships have increased by more than 50% in the United States since the pandemic. And there are now almost 1 million apprentices in the past few years. And colleges are suffering the worst
Exodus?
what am I looking for?
Brain drain?
Whatever.
Now I gotta laugh at that one. That one was extreme. That one was extreme. Love the judge, but that one was extreme. Yeah, you know, we've all been there before, but it's still funny. I'm sure y'all laugh at me when I have one of those moments too.
Since the pandemic, so everything has changed. The young students know that they are purposely choosing apprenticeships over colleges. And so they're recalibrating. They don't want to be a part of this craziness. They want to be able to make money. Because when these people get out of college, they're not going to be able to make money anyway.
Does this make you think differently about marrying a black man in San Francisco?
Well, I'm not going to San Francisco under any circumstances. So yeah.
Facts. I found out actually, I don't know if I dropped that video. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that topic because I don't know if I dropped that video yet. What was I going to say? Now I totally forgot what I was going to say. I just laughed at her for having that kind of moment. And literally I had one right after. Crazy, right? Crazy. That is wild. That is wild right there. But she is right that college campus admission, I want to say I saw something about this, is dropping. And rightfully so. Rightfully so, because prices are going up. You're paying more and receiving a whole lot less. A whole lot less. And this was before, you know, Biden's economy, of course. So this ain't got, you know, this ain't got a whole lot to do with Biden's economy, because this was happening before, even before, you know, when they were trying to hire these DEI hires and presidents of diversity and all this kind of other stuff, and really considering black only dorms. I'm just like, wait, what? This stuff is insane. Absolutely insane. So I'm happy to see that people are opening their eyes and truly realizing the scam that college is slowly becoming, and what waste of money it truly is. And you see that in a lot of these woke businesses. Look at the recent bank that failed. Allegedly, the Silicon Valley Bank was a woke bank. They were taking their money and putting it into woke causes, and look what happened. And they're not the only ones. There's been other companies that have failed allegedly due to these woke policies. And now these colleges are starting to fail due to woke policies. So maybe we just have to just sit back and just let them all crumble. Now, unfortunately, you know, Biden started bailing out some things and folks, but he can't bail out everybody. So maybe we just need to sit back and just watch them fail, and they'll slowly learn. These movies that have come out that have been super woke have failed. So y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.